Hi, welcome to another episode of Mr. Anime Review, Season 2. And Season 2 is off to a great start when you see trees in the background, indicating that we're out of our studio right now. Why? Because it's getting painted. And it's been getting painted forever, and the people that are doing it are not finishing it. So that's why Mr. Anime Review has not been posted within the past 2 weeks. And I don't want to hold off any longer, so we're forced to move outside. So here we go. Today we're reviewing Death Note. Or I'm reviewing Death Note. Not we. There's no one else here. But yes, I'm reviewing Death Note, and this is exciting because Death Note is the only anime that I have also read all the manga. And you're like, what? Mr. Anime reads manga? Yes, sometimes. But I did read this, and I compared the two, the Death Note anime and the Death Note manga. So this is kind of going to be a joint review of both. I'm like, you know what? I could cover the anime, but I'm also going to cover the manga. So, without further ado, let me say this. I think the manga is better. I would recommend the manga over the show, but that doesn't mean I don't like the show. The story follows Light Yagami? Is that his name? I don't have a teleprompter, so I don't know. But yes, Light is his name. He finds a notebook on the ground one day. It says Death Note on it. He opens it. He reads the instructions. The instructions are very clear. If you write someone's name in the notebook, they'll die. Okay. That's pretty straightforward. I might be a little creeped out if I found this. So what does he do? He starts writing the names of the worst criminals in the world. And what happens? They die. So Light's like, okay, so now I have this notebook that I can kill people with. So now I can be God. And that's basically what he bases his whole theory around, is him being a godlike figure, a godlike hammer of justice that's going to crush Tokyo and the world and everybody. You know, Light wants to be on top. And I don't blame him. He's got a powerful tool to do it with. But he's got a little bit of competition. There's a sneaky investigator named L that's trying to find him. And they have a battle of wits of which I cannot begin to explain. You'd have to see it to believe it, because if I tried to tell you, it would come out in my old, it would come out stupid, because I'm not a genius. I can't really describe what geniuses do without getting a genius to describe it. You know what I'm saying? I can't really go into detail of what they do, because number one, that would ruin it. And number two, I don't have the sophisticated language to manipulate that onto y'all. But let's talk about how the show is structured. The show is structured in a very, very common way. Either L, the investigator, or Light, the good bad guy, well, he's the one that they follow. They make a move, whatever. Light writes someone's name in the Death Note, someone dies, right? Well, what happens then? Well, the other person makes a move. It's kind of a cat and mouse game, back and forth. L tries to get and sneak up on Light, and Light tries to sneak up on L. It's just the same kind of thing. They want each other dead, basically. So, that's the structure. Is it done well? I think it's done well. I mean, the anime, I think, is a little too godlike in its setting. The manga seemed to me to be a little bit more masked on what was going on. Now, the public knows that there's a guy out there that's killing people. The public knows it, and if you've read it or watched the manga, you know they call him Kira. Some people idolize him, but the thing that I most noticed about it was, in the manga it seemed like everything was a little more masked to me. Like the public wasn't quite aware of every single move that both sides were making, but in the anime it's always announced all over the place. And I think the reason for that is because when you watch the anime, you get a 3D dimensional feel of the show. When you read the manga, 2D. Well, the pictures are 3D, but it's flat. It's flat, so you don't get a lively grasp of what's going on. So when you watch the anime, you get to see, wow, suddenly the manga that I've already read comes to life. And it's interesting, but I don't necessarily buy the change. That's why I think the manga is better in that respect of its pacing. But the thing that I think the manga fails to capture is the voices. And you're like, Mr. Anime, are you stupid? There's no voices in manga. I know, and that's the weakness here. The voice acting is good, I must say. I really enjoyed it, and I didn't just enjoy it on the level of, oh, it's good voice acting, like I usually say. I'm usually like, yeah, it's pretty good. Kirby Morrow voices Vaughn, and Kelly Shrine versus Hitomi voices Hitomi in this one. No, I really liked it. I really thought that it fit every moment very well. And Death Note overall is the show that I think everyone was waiting for. And it is, right? It's huge. Death Note is huge. Now, it might be losing a little bit of popularity since 05 or whatever, but it is huge. And I'm glad that I bought up into that before the TV show came out or aired in America. so I could get on top of the game. Otherwise, other than that, I don't really know what else to say. I've covered the story. I said that the music in the anime is a little too godlike for me. The animation, I'm not even going to talk about that because you know it's going to be good. And is there anything else to cover? Didn't we used to do character breaks? I guess we can start going over the characters. What the fuck happened to that? Anyway, Death Note. I highly recommend the show, and I highly recommend the anime. Wait, I highly recommend the anime, and I highly recommend the manga. I wish I had a teleprompter. Well, hey guys, how's it going? Mr. Anime here from Season 1, and look what y'all have done to me. Now I look like Two-Face with the light on my face. Mr. Anime Season 2 does not know what he's doing. I assure you, he didn't even talk about Misa in the Death Note review. He didn't even talk about the gods of death. What's this guy doing? He didn't even talk about when L was... Well, maybe I shouldn't get into that. But, come on guys, the traditional review, bring Mr. Anime Season 1 back.